I have 75 days to become Omniman. Now, this whole challenge started over probably 2 years ago. And I decided that this week and for the last 25 days, I wanted to show you all actual progress because I said I was going to do something. Everyone tuned in. So, what did I do, right? I decided I should fly. I wanted to jump out of a plane to mimic this idea of flying because this character is one of the most brutal, but one of the things that stands out the most is this superhero-esque vibe, right? I said, I'll do a handstand. That was not good enough. Even in my head, I thought, this is not really gonna embody a comic book character. I have to do something as extreme as I can. So I jumped out of a plane. I jumped 14,000 feet out of the air and I landed on the ground. Now, skydiving honestly isn't as bad as you would think. The worst part is just standing on the ledge. They pack you all into this plane that is kind of like a crop duster plane. It's very, very packed. And then you have someone strapped to you unless you're certified. They throw you out of the plane. You fall for what feels like 20 minutes, but it's honestly, I think only around 2 minutes of free fall. And then they pull the chute and you kind of glide in. And you can see the entire sky. You can see, it feels like you're on top of the world essentially. And that's what I wanted to do. You know, this character, a lot of the scenes that in my head are iconic when I imagine Omni-Man don't have to do with him walking around, doing the grocery runs. It's him flying and getting a bagel, or him flying, doing whatever he wants. You know, it's this idea that he can go wherever he wants because he can fly. And I wanted to feel that. I wanted to feel just a second, 5 minutes of what it would feel like if I could actually fly. So I fell through the clouds and it was incredible. Now, the next thing I want to do is I told you all I was going to get my strength up because, again, this challenge has 3 main goals. The goals, one of them was to fly, sort of. It was to get my speed up to kind of mimic that speed of Omni-Man. So I still need to run a 6-minute mile. It was to kind of sort of mind out, become a little bit more educated, which I haven't worked on that much either. I've been mainly focused on this idea of the physique. Now, the physique is something that I want it to be perfect. I want to embody this character without putting on a muscle suit whenever I put on the costume at the end, right? So I am all the way up to being able to bench press 185 pounds, just repping it out. I hope with a spotter this week I can hit 200 because 200 will be the best I've ever hit in my entire life. This whole challenge is changing my life. I feel like I'm not only growing better as a person, but also my physique. Everything is changing, right? So that's the goal. Hopefully in this week or the next week, I will have an update for you all on what that looks like. If I can actually bench 200 pounds, it would be crazy if somehow I could hit 225 by the end, but that's a little bit of a stretch. I will settle for my 200. Again, my weight is currently only about 160 pounds, so I'm still about 10 to 15 off of what I want, which is still achievable by the end. Now, the other thing I've done since then is I went to the beach. I took a few vacations. I've taken a few trips. I've also started looking up different Comic-Cons, see if there is something I could go to kind of show the outfit out. Speaking on the outfit, I want it to be as authentic as possible, but I thought it would be a better thing if I just ordered several and kind of showcase you all what those look like. So last week I spent a few $100s on varying prices of outfits. I bought an Amazon one for $35. I bought some boots off Etsy. I bought a different outfit off AliExpress. And then I bought a costume from some cosplay site. That's probably just stuff from AliExpress as well. They vary in price and the colors look different. So I want to test out to see which one's the best, kind of mix and match to make the most authentic Omni-Man costume I can have. And then the mustache is already coming in. By October, this should be filled out and not just this. I'm still pretty happy with where I'm at. Honestly, I would say this challenge is changing a lot. I've also taken a chance to review kind of where my life's at since I moved here to this new city. And in that, I stumbled across the first dreams of what this challenge was going to look like. 2 years ago, it was talking about being a skinny kid, right? It's this idea that I have always been a skinny kid. So when I look at Omniman or Invincible, and I see these images of someone that is ultimate strength, someone that is invincible, literally, right? Or someone that is such a masculine figure that the entire world, they're seen as the masculine figure for their world. The little kid in me still wants this. Like, I still want to be this. And I feel like for once in my life, I'm actually hitting that. Like, I am lifting more. My physique has improved. I've had people tell me my physique has improved. Everything is coming together. Every puzzle piece that I promised you all that I was going to have is coming together. Just as a recap, all these challenges are getting completed. Like, I'm running out of ideas because I literally flew. I literally jumped out of a plane. How do you top jumping out of a plane, right? So if you have any ideas on what I need to do, I only have 75 days left. Please tell me. I have 75 days to become the absolute embodiment of one of the strongest, most cruel characters without all the cruelty, right? I want to be the absolute best version I can possibly be. That involves seeing nature, that involves, maybe fixing some of my for relationships. None of that's gonna be filmed, of course, but all of it has to be perfect because 75 days from now, I will be Omni-Man.